Lots of things happening on the map now. An ASF battle between Foxy and Sefa over Foxy's navy, which is going to give him a huge advantage, as well as a nuke coming with looks like two Synd. That's going to really put a big problem for middle. Synd running away, splitting his chickens in different directions, but it will be pretty devastating for this mid spot. See the impact. Took out quite a few units there. And actually a battleship in the distance. The chickens are back on land and running away, chased by fatties, GCs, as well as a battleship from Synd. Chicken versus GC battle in the middle with the fatty helping. Chicken shooting from the water and another chicken moving in. Both are pretty low on health. It's gonna be a bad situation for Synd. Multiple fatties coming from the middle. Now Synd will do the right thing, put his other chicken under some shields. There may not be enough shields. So a bad situation again. Another piece of massive torpedo bombing against Foxy's navy. Takes down most of the shields, but minimal damage once again with these cruisers getting massive amounts of kills. Synd attempting to make a fatty of his own, tries to keep it safe with shields, but will not be able to finish. Way too much firepower coming in against him. See a lot of T2 gunships from Cure looking for something to kill. They definitely don't want to attack this navy. A lot of flak here, but perhaps one of these fatties or this GC. And now we actually see a very big air battle. The GC being targeted by the gunships. Synd in full retreat. Nice use of T2 amphibious bots from Zahn, who's moving them in. Some T2 bombs coming in. ASF from Lappen. Really much more firepower from Lappen's team in this one. Zahn has a battleship, a lot of firepower here. Foxy will move his navy in to try to attempt to help. Since trying to avoid this GC, he does not want to be found out. Of course, it would take about three overcharges to kill that GC. Doesn't want to fight it at this point. Actually, a nuke being launched by Synd. That's pretty amazing, right? When T2 bots get to it, we see some loyalists coming in, try to save the nuke. It's a short-range nuke, and it's actually a very good one. Takes out a battleship and a fatty. A great defensive nuke right before it dies. And now a fatty from Berghain is gonna help out, try to kill this GC. Loyalists trying to kill off all these T2 amphibious, which has creeped into Synd's base. But more fatties coming in, trailing. The Synd actually under a couple shields is gonna be taking on a fat boy here. Multiple fights. If you're fighting a fatty with an ACE, you want to get under its shield. Then it's very vulnerable. Actually, it loses its shield, so an overcharge here is going to be very devastating.
Strategic launch detected.
Yep, there it is. And another nuke is being launched. This time from Zahn. See multiple things happening here. Fatty versus GC, with the GC almost dead. Actually, at 2k health. Actually protected by a bunch of shields. And there's actually another battleship from Zahn. He had multiple ones. An aircraft carrier. So it looks like it's the end of this fatty. However, that GC is very vulnerable. Maybe some tanks. This time it looks like Zahn's nuke is going to go to Berghain's base. Indeed, and Berghain has to run and not in time and actually gets killed. So very well played by Berghain, but a little too much for him. And the GC moving in, 56 kills. Just got a little veterancy. He's going to get a lot more from these. The fatty is finished by Cure. He's going to be taking on this GC. All these edges have actually been self-destructed, not to give extra health to GC. So well played there. It is a 3v3, however, the middle is completely, well, for the most part, lost. And this beach area, Berghain's old base, will also be lost quite quickly. Cannot take in battleship and cruisers. A lot of P-gens here that could give veterancy to the GC. And actually a drop from Synd, well, on his own player. He's trying to save himself. So abandoning in middle. Fatty from Foxy is getting bombed quite hard by T2 bombers from Lappen here. Actually gets destroyed in a single run. It's gonna cause some problems against this other fatty that's coming in from Lappen. Nice piece of bombing. And you see here, sitting at 80 kills, has run away from this fatty, which has to retreat from battleship as well as T2 amphibious units. And self-destruction here from Foxy. Doesn't want to give the GC any health for no reason. Sefa's GCs continues to kill units, now coming around. GC from Cure as well as the fatty should be able to stop it, as well as Mercy's being built by Cure here. A donut has been made by Sefa. He's moving in. This might be a little courageous given all this ASF, as well as yet another nuke. This is the third nuke from Zon. The previous two nukes have been very deadly, total of 177 kills. Really, one finished it for Synd, the other for Berghain. And before the other nuke has a chance to drop, another nuke from the island from Zon, so many nukes by Zon. It appears that Sefa's GC has been successfully killed, sniped, as well as GC was in the area. You see the nuke from Zon going after Cure's base. Somewhat successful. And actually the donut here trying to avoid this ASF fight. Does look like there's a pretty big ASF advantage for Cure and Foxy. You can see the other nuke from Zon flying across the map. Looks like it'll hit Grandpa's Island here. It's going to be pretty devastating. Lots of T3 mass extractors. But however, it was even better. It has destroyed Foxy's naval production as well as two experimental aircraft carriers. So it's quite a big hit to take. And the ASF has been not quite won yet, but it'll be very interesting. And almost a mistake there, but Foxy takes his ASF away to follow Cure. They do not want to fight over this area. And a nuke from Seraphim battleship, you can see that no nuke detected was sounded. So the thing about these nukes is that they fire much longer, so they will cause multiple. As we watch that nuke go up, we can actually see Grandpa has teleported with a stealth field behind Sefa. If Sefa has no Omni, he will not know, and a lot of TAC missiles from Grandpa. And it appears that this silent nuke, where will it drop? It's going to take a lot of the ASF production from Cure. Donut's just sitting in a corner. The chicken that came from water is going to come around on Cure here. Lots of things happening all at once. We see Synd's ACU in a transport. He's hanging out. And Grandpa's still working on his attack missiles, and it appears that someone has found it. It's not clear whether or not it's his team or the other team that has found him. No reaction from Sefa yet. He does have quite a few shields here, but with multiple attack missiles he's pretty vulnerable. Foxy's sitting here. It looks like he is going for 11, now going on 12 attack missiles. Some of these are already loaded. First rounds of Scout coming in from Grandpa. No attack missile here. However, multiple T3 shields. Now the attack missiles have been launched. But not nearly enough to break the shields. Now Sefa has found out. More missiles. It's a good idea, but Grandpa just not enough. And now he's definitely been found out by a bomber. On the other side, we see bad situation for Cure. He's got a donut over him,
Strategic launch detected.
and nukes are still being fired. That is the end of the game for Cure. Killed by a donut. Now it looks like Grandpa has tallied out in time, but his plan did not work. A drop from Synd. This last nuke was against Foxy's Navy. Pretty devastating as well. When Foxy has been defeated, he has teleported into Lappen's base, who killed him very quickly. It appears that Synd will be dead very soon too. He's got a lot of strat bombers targeting his ACU. But very well played all around here. Game is beginning to lag. Actually, it's been lagging for a while, but not lagging pretty bad. So, he is the last player on his team. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this.